Best player of the conference time, Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
These 6 nominees, usually 5 naging 6 ngayon. Dahil nakapag-finals naman si Pringle, he was the highest ranked finals player that wasn't in the top 5.
This is episode number 17 of the second season of 2OT on the Tiebreaker Times podcast family. 2OT is presented by Smart, simple, smart, game-changing. Simple, smart kami ni Magu. And this episode is all about the upcoming PBA awards for the 45th season. It will be a unique award ceremony because it will be via online meeting as the situation demands. But we are here to talk about all of the candidates and all of the awards. Ako po si Carlo Pamentuan, of course, with Magu Marjon. Hi, Magu. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and Happy New Year to everybody. It is our first show of 2021 and it's been a while. It has been a long while. I think the last episode we had was the championship special, wasn't it?
With Zapet, the post championship with Zapet Aguilar. But again, once again, congratulations to Barangay Ginebra for winning the 2020 PBA Philippine Cup. Now we look forward to the awards night that will happen on January 17, and we are with one of the candidates for the Outstanding Rookie of the Season award. It's not the linear Rookie of the Year that we've been used to. It is a special award for the Outstanding Rookie, and we are with Terra Firma Jeeps Roosevelt Adams. Rose, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you. Good to see you guys.
Question though, Carlo. It still counts as Rookie of the Year, right? Because this is something that players can only vie for, get nominated for once in an entire career. So does it still count as that?
I think, Magu, officially it will be a commendation for Outstanding Rookie, and then they will give all of the sophomores a chance to win the legitimate Rookie of the Year award next season. I think I think that's the working plan. Just to be fair to everyone, just to have them play more than one conference.
So it's like redshirting.
Yep, they will still be in the running for that legitimate linear Rookie of the Year award next season. Roosevelt, once again, thank you for joining us. First of all, you are one of the candidates. I know when we got to talk before the competition started, it was in your mind. You want to put your name in the hat in terms of being one of the best rookies out there, but it was a tough start for you in your PBA career. Can you walk us through the adjustments that you had to go through in the early parts of your PBA first conference?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was just hard to adjust to the bubble situation where we had no fans. But we got through it, obviously. But in my role, I was still figuring out my role, what to do for the team, how to win games. Learning from the veterans on the team. They threw me at the 4 position in the beginning. I handled it the best I could. And then I got pushed up to the guard position and I started producing a lot more in my eyes. And we got into games closer towards the end. It didn't work out at the end of the season, but I learned a lot and I don't take nothing for granted for this season.
When they started moving you to the wing and maybe the guard position even, you started to look a little more familiar to us. People who have been following your playing career, very early playing career at that, through 3x3, through Mighty Sports and all that, you looked a lot more comfortable in that wing position and just letting it fly.
Yes, I did. Being at the 4, the aggression out here is super physical down low. And I know that's one of my weaknesses sometimes. And a lot of guys love to just lay one on you, especially being a rookie, So I got used to it. Being on the wing, it's my natural position, and playing with under Coach Charles, throwing me on the wing and just letting it fly, like you said. And, yeah.
I think I remember this vividly, but I want to ask you about it. Who gave you your welcome to the PBA moment? I remember it was on your side.
My biggest welcoming. I didn't pick one person. I know it was a lot because just boxing out the big guys every day. It was very hard. But I think I said my teammates, just trying to guard them every day and get myself welcomed into the league, just guarding the best guards in the league. CJ, for example, just guard him every day was a big push for myself.
I think Magu is going to remind you of a certain instance.
It's a lot of them. It's everybody.
There's a lot.
One tournament in the books, albeit it was weird. It was in a bubble. Not many fans. Was the PBA level of competition everything you thought it would be?
Oh yeah, no question. At all aspects of the game, from guards to the forwards to the centers, they got game out here. I tell people back in the States, they'd be like, Philippines, what? Nah, just try to play in the league. It's a different atmosphere. They know their ball game out here, and I respect it a lot, and a lot of other people should too.
A lot of Filipinos have been sent home. They've had their careers cut short just because they thought, yeah, it'll be easy, but nah. Once you get here, right?
Right.
Roosevelt, as Magu said, it was your first experience playing in the PBA, of course, getting adjusted to it, having, someone like CJ Perez teammates with. But looking forward to the next PBA draft, of course, Terra Firma, your squad will be at the number 1 spot again. You will be picking first. And you are familiar with some of the rookies that have already applied for the PBA. Maybe give us a glimpse of who you would want to be teammates with and who you think would work out alongside your other teammates for the Jeep.
It's very hard. You're throwing me on the spot. I'm
just
very
give us a couple
familiar.
of names that you'd be interested in being teammates with. Yeah.
I mean, it would be very special to reunite with Jeremiah again. We go back to Mighty Sports. We're familiar with each other's game. Another one would probably be Josh Mazung, super scorer. I gel with him from 3x3 from many battles. I know he'll compete at a high level. There's another guy, a young dude named Jamie, super high, fly high, Mr. Highlight. He'll also compete at a high level. But this draft, like people have been saying, it's just a lot of talent. You can't go wrong with whoever you pick, to be honest, going from the first round to the second round. So whoever we decide to pick, I hope they compete at a high level with us and contribute and stay positive with us in the journey.
With what we've been reading, this might even go 3 or 4 rounds deep. Big names from the lower ranks of basketball all coming in, but that makes a basketball fan salivate. The thought of CJ Perez, you and Joshua Munzon on one team, that's just gonna be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I agree. That'll be very fun to watch, to be honest. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Roosevelt, once again, we thank you for your time and congratulations on the nomination once again, and all the best to you and your squad and the upcoming competitions come April.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys' time.
Thank you, Rose.
All right.
Roosevelt is actually the only rookie to average in double digits in that PBA bubble, right, Carlo?
That's correct. And he had a good role. Maganda yung role niya dun sa squad. At least in the back end of the elimination round. No, Magu, sabi mo nga, he was put in the number 4 position. And kailangan mo rin intindihin yung Terra Firma because it was more of necessity. Kasi wala talagang ceiling yung Terra Firma. Kulang talaga sa height yung team. So they were forced to play him at the 4 position kahit na hindi yun yung natural spot ng isang player katulad niya. As he said, he was a wing. He is a wing guy. We know that he can shoot. Actually, catch and shoot yung madalas niyang gawin when he was playing for Mighty Sports under Coach Charles Tiu. Unfortunately, it was not the role that was given to him immediately. Pero ganyan talaga eh. That's why you have to pay your dues in the PBA. You have to, you have to play well in the role na binigay sa'yo ng coach and then adjust accordingly para lumabas talaga yung totoong galing niya.
Pero at least nga, bago matapos yung PBA bubble, nakita natin nung paglipat sa kanya sa wing, nung nag-tres, and at times, paminsan-minsan lang nagdodos, pero kadalasan nung tres na, lumabas yung laro, lumabas yung ine-expect natin before siya pumanik sa entablado ng PBA. Yung nakita natin sa kanya sa 3x3, yung nakita natin sa kanya sa Mighty, napakita din niya, and solid yung numbers niya in the end. Ang problema lang, Carlo, yung wins. One win. Yung terra firma, kaya ang layo niya, I don't know, is he a favorite right now? Well, CJ Perez, kahit na hindi ganun kaganda yung rookie season niya, siya pa rin nag-rookie of the year. But a lot of that, I guess, should be credited to his stint with Gilas. Paano naman dito kay Adams? Should he still be the favorite for, outstanding rookie of the year or the tournament? Nag-freeze. Ako ba nag-freeze o ikaw? Uy, mag-isa na ako. Hello po. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Dadaanan po natin lahat ng mga iba't ibang awards na pamimigay po ngayong January 17, of course, ang inaabangan na lahat. Yung magiging best player of the conference, pero meron ding Elite 5, merong sportsmanship award na nakakagulat sobra. Yung isa sa mga kandidato dyan, meron ding most improved player award na may manggugulat din sa atin na naging nominado. At yung nababanggit na nga nating outstanding rookie of the PBA bubble, lahat po yan, papasadahan natin pag nakabalik na si Carlo Pamintuan. As promised, hindi naman talaga tayo iniwan ni Carlo. Panandalian lang, nag-may I go out lang sandali. Welcome back, Mr. Pamintuan.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong paghihintay.
Pero yun nga, no? As promised, didiscuss natin lahat ng iba't ibang awards na ipamimigay ngayong darating na January 17. Pero bago nga po yung araw na yon, hihimayin nating pilit yung mga nominees. Unahin na natin, nakakwentuhan na natin kanina si Roosevelt Adams, isa sa mga leading contender for the outstanding rookie. Sino ba kasama niya, Carlo?
No, syempre, yung rookie na nitong Meralco Bolts na si Aaron Black, of course, Alaska Aces with Barkley Ebonia, Aris Dionisio with the Magnolia Hotshots, Pambansang Manok, and Arvin Tolentino of Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. Of course, in terms of statistics, yung manguna talaga dyan, itong si Roosevelt Adams, because he had the biggest role among all of the rookies sa kanyang team, because he was needed to at least help Terra Firma be competitive throughout the elimination round. Samantala, yung mga pinaka naging successful, of course, si Arvin Tolentino, we all know he's part of the championship team. And then, Aaron Black played a big role for a semifinals team in the Meralco Bolts. So I would think it would be one of the three, with all due respect to Aris Dionisio and Barkley Ebonia. But if I'm picking an outstanding rookie, and nililinaw ulit namin ni Magumar John na hindi po kami kasama sa botohan, I would put my money statistically either on Roosevelt Adams or Aaron Black or itong si Arvin Tolentino.
At may kanya-kanyang kwento din nga, no? Ito si Roosevelt, kakwentuhan lang natin kanina live. If you guys missed it, replay nyo to mamaya na po. Pagkatapos, Aaron Black, number 18 overall pick kung sakasakali. Magiging lowest pick rookie of the year siya. Kung sakasakali siya mananalo, of course, the previous lowest was the 14th overall pick in Cyrus Baguio ba? Larry Fonacier? Larry Fonacier, tama. Larry Fonacier, second round, 14th overall. Back in the day, and ito naman si Arvin Tolentino. Kung sakasakali na maging rookie of the year, magiging kauna-unahang rookie of the year ni Coach Tim Cone since Eugene Kilban back in 1993. Dahil alam naman natin si Coach Tim nga, notorious na hindi nagbibigay ng ganong kalaking minuto, nagbababad sa mga rookie. Pero nagpakita yung Arvin Tolentino. Pinakitaan niya lahat. Pinatunayan niya yung tiwalang binigay sa kanya ni Coach Tim early on, sinuklian niya ng performance.
Na naging starter sa finals ang isang rookie from Coach Tim Cone, and that is certainly a big deal if you talk about his performance and what's in store for the future dito kay Arvin Tolentino. Again, nililinaw po namin na hindi po ito yung linear Rookie of the Year award. Walang magiging Rookie of the Year for the 45th season of the PBA. Instead, it will be an outstanding rookie commendation. Yun po yung naging desisyon ng PBA board ni PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, of course with the input coming from all the PBA coaches and the PBA players, and I do believe that next year, as we discussed earlier, itong mga rookies na to ay magkakaroon pa rin ng pagkakataon to win the actual Rookie of the Year award in the 40th.
And I think parang pwedeng sakto lang because from what we've been hearing, Carlo, maximum yata ng next season natin will be 2 conferences. Isang Philippine Cup, isang import reinforced dahil lalo na Madami na nga po sa Estados Unidos at sa iba't ibang bansa na nababakunahan na. Kaya kung sakasakali, pagkatapos ng Philippine Cup, April, May, June, July, baka by August, September, makapasok na tayo ng mga import na may bakuna, pwede na maglaro na talaga.
Correct. So it will be a 3 conference total for some of these guys. Tapos yung mga papasok naman, come our PBA draft dito sa March, we'll get to play 2 conferences. So at least maganda yung balanse nung competition natin for the Rookie of the Year award for the 46th season.
Pero Carlo, while we're still also interested kung sino makakakuha nitong outstanding rookie, ngayon pa lang ini-imagine ko na yung laban ng Rookie of the Year next year. Sasama mo yung mga rookie na nandito naglaro sa bubble tapos yung mga parating. Grabe ito, Carlo.
Yep. You have guys like Joshua Munson, itong sila Jamie Malonzo, Leonard Santillan, Alvin Pasaol, sobrang daming magagaling na players. And it's all a matter of having the talent, being prepared, and landing in the right team. Yun yung pinaka-importante na pinatunayan nitong si Aaron Black, no? It was so important for him that he landed with the correct team that gave him the opportunity to really shine. Sabi mo nga, Magu, he will be the lowest draftee to be able to win at least the Outstanding Rookie Award. Before that, it was Larry Fonacier. Before that, it was just Coach Leo Austria and Jerry Esplana who were drafted outside the first round na nakapanalo ng commendation in their rookie year. So it's something na could be something that would catapult Aaron Black and give him the momentum heading into his second season as a PBA player.
At saka napatunayan naman ng bata. Of course, ang instant criticism or observation or kuro-kuro, haka-haka, hula, kinuha lang yan ni Coach Norman dahil anak niya. Pero nakita mo naman pinakita, Carlo. Nakita mo, that guy got cojones. He was living in the spotlight. He was loving the opportunities he was given. Hindi pa nga nung simulang-simula. I think around the 3rd, 4th game, doon na siya nabigyan ng matinding break. Dalawa sila ni Jackson. Yung nagsabay sila. And ever since then, naging consistent siya. Every time, bibigyan siya ng minutes, especially in the 4th quarter, pinatunayan niyang kaya niya makipagsabayan sa stage na to.
And he hit big shots even in the playoffs na nagpatunay lang na buo yung loob itong si Aaron Black. And we were actually lucky enough to be able to talk to Aaron Black and get his thoughts about this outstanding rookie nomination. And I want you all to watch this interview with one of the candidates again for outstanding rookie. Here was my chat with Aaron Black. We are with Aaron Black, one of the candidates for Outstanding Rookie in the 45th season of the PBA. First of all, Aaron, congratulations for the nomination.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Aaron, all of the other nominees were drafted ahead of you. You were selected 18th overall in the draft. Did you use this as added motivation to perform and show the league what you can do?
Well, definitely. I mean, it's every kid's dream to go in the first round, right? Or be a top 3, top 2 pick. When you're growing up, that's what you dream of. That's what you work for. But when I did fall to the second round, I fell to the right team, apparently. And it was ended up being a blessing in disguise because it really pushed me to work. I worked so hard during the pandemic, thinking that I had a lot of people to prove wrong. Because I didn't just go to Meralco in the second round. I went to my dad's team. So it was a double whammy for me, but at the same time, it worked to my advantage in a sense that it pushed me to work even harder.
Aaron, you made a huge gamble and you bet on yourself. You had one more playing year with Ateneo. You decided against pursuing it. Instead, you went to train in the US. You played in the PBA D-League for AMA. How did this prepare you for the PBA stage?
Well, first of all, credit to my family for helping me out with that decision. I wouldn't have made that decision without them. It was a hard decision for me. I think confidence-wise, it was a big thing for me because I went to the States. I played against the guys who were going into the NBA draft. I was able to compete over there. And then I got back here, and Coach Charles Chu got me with my team for the Jones Cup. And that's really when it started for me. I think playing with those guys every day in practice and then playing against the national teams of different countries, it gave me a lot of confidence going back here into the D-League and the MPBL. And that's really what started it all for me. Credit as well to my coaches in MPBL and the D League for giving me the freedom I needed to play the point guard. Because that's really what I wanted to explore this past year. Because I knew going into the PBA it would be a big advantage to be a bigger guard.
Aaron, you did everything you could to prepare yourself for the PBA. We've seen the developments, we've seen the improvements. But personally, was there a point in that tournament, in the PBA bubble, when you said that, hey, I belong in this stage. I can do well here in the PBA?
Well, I think it was that fourth game against Magnolia. I remember going into that game. I was super nervous. You know, you're going up against the best guards in the league: Halalo and Paul Lee, Mark Baroka, Justin Melton, such a good defender. So going in there, I was really nervous. But after the first half, I was able to score a couple points, make a couple assists, and I felt like I belonged. I felt like I could compete. Because no matter how hard you work, you won't really know until you get there. And I was thankful that I was given the opportunity by my coaches as well as my teammates to be able to show that.
So the award is for outstanding rookie. It's not the linear Rookie of the Year award, which I believe you will also have a chance to win in the next season of the PBA. Winning this, what would it mean to you?
It would mean everything to me. I mean, this might be the only the bubble conference ever. So for me, just to have your name put in the history books as on this year he was the best rookie. I work, just like I said, I worked so hard for it, and it's just it's something that I would enjoy definitely. I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't want the award. As well as it's a credit as well to my teammates and my coaches. Because without them, I wouldn't have been able to even be in the conversation for that award.
A lot of big names are expected to throw in their names in the hat for the 2021 PBA draft, the upcoming draft. How eager are you to go up against the new young blood and still, chase that Rookie of the Year award that will be given out finally next season?
Well, really, next year I'm looking at championship. I think we could have done it this past bubble. Scotty beat us at the buzzer. That's really what I'm looking forward to. If the Rookie of the Year comes and I'm able to play well and continue to play this way, then that would be great. And of course, I have a lot of friends coming into the draft, so it'll be fun to play against them. Guys like Antonio Sistro, guys like Pasaol. I played with him in Zamboanga, so it will be fun. But at the same time, I'm really focused on my team, focused on hopefully we can get that championship that we need this year.
Aaron, once again, congratulations on the nomination. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, eh.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
At yan na nga po yung naging panayam ni Sir Carlo dito kay Aaron Black. Isa sa 5 na naghahabulan ngayon para sa Outstanding Rookie. Kakwentuhan natin kanina live si Roosevelt Adams, Aaron Black, nakakwento ni Carlo, Ebonia, Junicio at Tolentino, sila po ang maglalaban-laban para sa Outstanding Rookie of the PBA Bubble. January 17 po yung live virtual awards show na yan. And mula sa isang taped interview na Carlo, we have another live guest, di ba?
I think sasamahan tayo maya-maya ng ating live guest. But the next set of awards na didiscuss natin, set of nominees na didiscuss natin, Magu, I think it's one of the more interesting awards in the upcoming for the 45th season rather. It's the most improved player award. Maraming nagpakitang gilas, maraming nagpakita ng improvement in terms of their numbers, in terms of finding their roles with their respective squads. At yan na nga po, ang ating mga nominees. From Meralco, you have Reynel Hugnatan. From Ginebra, you have Prince Caperal. Phoenix actually has 2 nominees in Justin Chua. And itong si Jason Perkins. Raynor Shine has JB Mocon and Lex. Raul Soyud, nakakapirma lang ng kontrata maybe as a reward for his inspired performance in the PBA bubble.
I really have no idea what Reynel Hugnatan is doing on this list. Reynel Hugnatan has been a really good player for more than 2 decades. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit siya kasama sa most improved. NBA pa lang yan ang husay na yun eh.
For me, Magu, I think I think it was strictly about the numbers. Ano yung numbers niya last season and ano yung numbers niya this season. And if you saw the numbers comparatively, there was a bump. So yes, I completely see your point.
But
na Reynel
three
has been
seasons
good for
ago,
the longest time.
I'm not too sure, but 3 seasons ago, nung naging Alan kay Dix Reynel Hugnatan, nung una sila nag-finals, di ba? Meralco against Ginebra. I think he had even better numbers or came close to these numbers. But of course, if it's basing on the numbers, dapat, okay, andyan si Hugnatan. Pero pag pinila mo nga sa naging leap in performance ng guys like Caperal, Chua, and Soyud, malayo yata.
Well, in terms of the numbers, no, itong si Raul Soyud talaga malaki yung naging leap. Kahit yung naging yung shooting niya in those last few games ng NLEX, yung 3-point shooting niya, his capabilities, parang yung efficiency niya as a scorer, nakita talaga natin in those final few games for the Road Warriors. And of course, you also have to talk about Prince Caperal and Justin Chua, how they stepped into that stretch big roles for their respective squads. Bumukas yung opportunities for Prince Caperal and Justin Chua, and they filled them in nicely.
Yung Caperal, lahat tayo nagulat, puwera yung mga taga-Barangay Nebra. They've all been telling us, sina Coach Richard, sina LA, and everybody from that camp na sa ensayo, kahit si Japet, di ba sinasabi? Sa ensayo, nakikita na nilang ginagawa ni Caperal yan for years and years on. Pero talagang lumabas ngayon dito sa PBA Bubbles dahil nga wala si Slaughter and early on, hindi 100% si Japet Aguilar. Kinailangan siya, silang dalawa nga ng Arvin Tolentino, and nag-step up naman big time ito si Caperal. Pero ang pinaka-impressive pa rin para sa akin, etong si Justin Chua. Because, as he said, he played as a stretch big, but si Chua, on the defensive end, nagparamdam din. He led the league in blocks per game, Carlo.
And it's something that we've not seen from him throughout his career. No? Hindi natin sinasabing mahina siyang defender. He's a solid defender. He can defend at the post. But in terms of shot blocking, hindi natin nakikita yan. Normally, it would be a Japet Aguilar or an Arwin Santos or a Raymond Almazan that would lead the league in shot blocks because of their length. And Justin Chua is not necessarily long. He's not necessarily athletic. So the fact that he actually led the league in blocks is very impressive for me, Magu. Even more impressive than what he did in the offensive end for Phoenix Super LPG.
Speaking of impressive, balikan ko lang konti. Binanggit mo na kay Raul Soyud, ano? Ganda talaga ng pinakita niya for NLEX this tournament. There was that one game, if I remember correctly. This guy was shooting 8 for 8 from the field until magmintis na ng pangsyam niya. Pero he was having the game of his life that one game, di ba?
I think that was the last game. I think yun yung pinakahuling laro nila eh. Just to give themselves a shot at...
the second to the last. In the running pa
second
sila.
Second to the last, yeah. I mean,
yung last game nila, virtually out na sila. Yung last game nila, virtually out na. Yung second to the last game, yung talagang naghahabol talaga sila. Second to the last or third to the last, doon talaga nagpakita si Soyud, diba?
I think that was the one. The one against Alaska that went into overtime. I think that was the one na naging maganda yung laro nitong si Raul Soyud. Sabi ni Ner Lobo, para sa kanya daw, si Raul Soyud ang most improved player. Si Hugnatan daw, pang Mythical 5 ang award dapat nitong si Kuya Reynel. Yan yung opinion ng ating top fan na si Ner Lobo, Magu.
No, actually, ako gulat na gulat ako nga nandyan si Reynel. And I read somewhere, pati si Reynel gulat na gulat. Nakasama siya sa listahan na to. Pero syempre, you take any nomination, you take any accolade, saka-sakali, di ba? Sayang din.
Pero ito, Magu, para malaman natin yung naging reaction nitong si Reynel Hugnatan about the surprise nomination, nagkaroon din tayo ng pagkakataon na makausap siya, no, na makakwentuhan siya. I think we're ready to roll my interview with Reynel Hugnatan. We are with Reynel Hugnatan, forward of the Meralco Bolts and one of the candidates for most improved player of the year. Kuya Reynel, to be a candidate sa most improved, mukhang nagulat ka. It looks like you're surprised.
Sobra kasi, hindi ko na iniisip yun eh. Kumbaga ako, kung pwede lang, ibigay ko na sa kanila yun eh. Kumbaga, siyempre, parang ano din ako, na siyempre, masaya din na na-candidate ako dyan. So, thank you din ako sa mga nagbumoto din sa akin. So, yeah, yun.
Ray, yung numbers, comparing the 2019 Philippine Cup to the 2020 Philippine Cup from 6.5 points to 11.7 points. And you were one of the biggest reasons sa magandang pinakita ng Meralco Bolts. Can you just tell us kung ano yung pinagdaanan mo para ihanda yung sarili mo for the PBA bubble?
Yung nag-pandemic nga, no? So before mag-start yung... Nung di pa nga namin sure kung mag-start yung PBA noon, kung magbabubble o hindi. So, nung time na yun, so lagi kami nag-Zoom meeting. So sabi ni Coach, kailangan ng maging ready lagi. So nung time na yun, so ako naman, nagpapakondisyon naman ako lagi. So lagi naman ako, kaya bumili ako sa bahay mga treadmill, mga gamit, kasi di ba bawal dati lumabas. So sa bahay lang ako. So doon, nagpapakondisyon sa labas. Minsan, pagka pwede na lumabas, no, doon tumatakbo ako dun sa street namin. So kaya nung nag-start yung bubble, siguro yung ano din, yung yung playing time ko. So medyo bumaba yung playing time ko doon. Hindi ko rin na-expect na maglaro ko ng ganong katagal. So buti naman nung bago mag-start yung bubble, so ready naman ako kasi ako naman lagi naman ako ready. Gamitin man o hindi, so nandun ako lagi. So yun, sobrang thankful din ako kay Coach Norman na binigyan ako ng ulit sa akin, yung trust na bumalik ulit sa akin. So parang ako naman, yung opportunity na yun, so sabi ko nga lagi, pag may opportunity talagang pinagrab ko talaga. So nung sa bubble ako lagi, talagang papakondisyon talaga ako nun lagi.
Pero Ray, in terms of confidence, sabi mo nga, yung minuto mo paminsan marami, paminsan bababa. Paano mo pinapanatiling mataas pa rin yung kumpiyansa mo kahit yung minuto mo bumababa ng konti?
Sa ngayon, hindi ko na masyado iniisip yung playing time ko. Kumbaga, kung magkailang minutes man ibigay ni Coach sa akin sa loob ng court, i-try ko na kung ano naman matutulong sa team, ano naman matutulong sa mga players, kung ano naman may ibigay ko sa kanila. So, yun lang naman yung ano ko. Kasi ngayon, hindi ko na iniisip yung mga mahabang playing time or ano, iniisip ko lang talaga kung paano makatulong sa team, paano ka manalo yung team namin. So, yun.
Reynel, yung naging performance mo was one of the reasons kung bakit naging maganda yung performance ng Meralco Bolts. And you turned out to be one of the favorite players nung mga nasa Quest Hotel after the bubble. Kasi nung na-eliminate kayo, ikaw yung isa sa mga pinalakpakan. Doon ka rin nag-birthday. Sa tingin mo, ano yung nadagdag nung PBA bubble doon sa career, doon sa legacy ng isang Reynel Hognatan?
Siguro, hindi lang para sa akin, siguro para sa buong team namin. Kumbaga, yung chemistry namin, gumanda. Yung kasi nga nandun kami sa bubble, lagi kami magkikita. So, at saka marami kami natutunan doon eh. Hindi lang dahil sa bubble kami. Kumbaga, sa buong team namin, sa bawat isa namin, kung paano kami makikisama sa bawat isa, makikisama sa ibang players. Alam mo yun, siyempre maraming teams doon. So, sa amin naman, nandun, parang ang iniisip ko lang talaga yung chemistry namin, gumanda yung sama namin. Kaya siguro din na umabot kami doon sa semifinals. So, yun siguro.
Reynel, lagi mo sinasabi na at this point in your career, yung gusto mo na lang talaga is manalo ng championship. But to be in a position to possibly win an individual award, gano'ng kalaking sorpresa to para sa'yo?
So, hindi ko naman na-expect yung, kung mananalo, ano na sa akin, yung mga bonus na sa akin. Siyempre, sobrang enjoy. Kasi, totoo lang, sa buong career ko, never ako nag-individual awards. Kumaga, nung nakuha ko yata yung 5,000 points o something like that lang yung individual. So, kasi yun eh. So, nung time, tawag pa parang yung individual award kasi hindi ko masyadong pinapaano yun, yung hindi ko iniisip. So, iniisip ko talaga yung laging mananalo, mag-champion, yung mga ganun na bagay. Diba? So, kung sino yung deserving sa most improved na to, siguro, kasi alam ko, mga kalabang ko, malalakas, mga galing. So, ako talaga, kung pwede lang, sa kanila ibigay, mas maganda. Kasi, candidate nga lahat, di ba?
Still, with the nomination at 43 years old, showing everyone na kayang-kaya pa rin na magpakitang gila sa PBA. Congratulations for the nomination, Reynel Hognatan.
Thank you, Carlo. Thank you.
Thank you, Kuya.
Thank you, Tito Reynel. Kita mo na, Carlos. Ang ayon sa akin si Andre Wade Echabe. Magaling na si Hugnatan. Dati pa, di ba?
Wala namang nagdududang magaling si Reynel eh. Wala naman talaga eh. I mean, yung isa pa kasing factor dyan, Magu, I think, is that ang laki nung kinakaing minuto nung mga imports ng Meralco in the Commissioner's Cup and the Governor's Cup. So yung mga numbers ni Tito Reynel biglang bagsak in the import conferences because they get dominant imports. So even if maganda yung performance in the Philippine Cup, if you put the season average together, sobrang liliit yung kay Reynel because of what happens in the import conferences. Kaya naman nagbumukhang ang malaki yung nililip niya agad when he performs well again in the Philippine Cup.
Pero ang dami talaga nagre-react tungkol kay Tito Reynel. Ano? Sabi ni Tolitz Redondo, MVP yan, most veteran player. Sabi naman ni Roy Christian De Leon, splash Tito. Sabi ni Christian Galos, underrated talaga sa Tito Reynel pero one of the best stretch bigs in the PBA. Totoo talaga na hindi natatapos ang ayaw mag-expand. Yun, improvement even pag nasa twilight na siya ng kanyang career. Pero palaisipan pa rin. Yun, ano? Yun nga, the improvement even if Reynel is up there in age, given the minutes, yun yung matagal na natin sinasabi, Carlo. 95 to 99% of the PBA players, pagka umabot ka kasi sa entablado ng PBA, pag nagkaminuto yan, magpapakita yan.
Yep.
Bihirang-bihira yung panapon sa PBA. Hindi, di ba? Seryoso, hindi ka talaga makakahanap.
It's just about finding the right team, the right opportunity, at yun ang ginagawa ni Reynel. Sabi ni Ma'am Jixie Catherine, Hinebra fan here, but Sir Reynel has my respect, a team player and a great performer. He deserves to be nominated. At magubatiin ko lang, no, ang ating mga top fans, si Tus Pasquil, si Bingbong Sia, si Nair Lobo, Andre Wade Echave, and yung kaibigan natin na si Jeremy Paul de Jesus from Dubai. Thank you for watching, Jeremy. Alam mo, Magu, sinusubukan niyang i-set up tayo ng interview kay Justin Brownlee. So, pinipressure ko itong si Jeremy Paul de Jesus. Sana in the near future, mabigyan tayo ng kahit mga 20 minutes lang ni Justin Brownlee. Alam ko maraming Hinebra fans yung naghihintay na makausap, ma-interview natin siya.
Parang kay LA lang yan eh. Umiling tayo, 15 minutes lang, tol. Nabot tayo 1 oras kay LA. Napasarap din eh. Kamustahin din natin mga taga Indang, Cavite, si Ivan Jericho Rodil, nakatutok sa atin ngayon. B-Boy Obilios, na-miss din daw niyan tuti, na-miss din namin po tayong lahat dito. Ang dami nag-ano dito, no? May Justin Chua, Caperal for MIP, mula kay Joel Bautista ng Mangaldan, Pangasinan. Mahigpit daw dyan mga checkpoint nyo sa Pangasinan. May mga tropa ako hindi nakalusot. Very good. Very good. Di nyo pinalusot yung tropa ko. Sabi ni Jeb Ibres o Jerby ba to? Binaliktad na Jerby yata yan eh. Si Justin, siya ang malaking dahilan bakit umabot sila sa semis. Talking about Phoenix, ano? Yun nga sabi mo, Carlo, he got it done on both ends of the floor.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about Phoenix is dalawa yung entries nila, dalawa yung nominees nila for most improved player, si Justin Chua and Jason Perkins. And one of the things that I think would hurt yung candidacy nitong si Jason Perkins is nag-rookie of the year na siya eh.
Yun
diba?
nga.
Parang nagka-award na siya eh. Sabi natin kanina, si Reynel Hugnatan, matagal nang magaling. I definitely agree with you. But as we heard from the interview, never itong nagkaroon ng award. Never siyang nakapulot ng individual award throughout his career in the PBA. Jason Perkins already won Rookie of the Year. So I think that would hurt his candidacy a little bit, and that would help itong kanya namang teammate na si Justin Chua.
Yun nga, no? At saka nakita naman natin talaga na yung itong si Perkins, pagpanik ng PBA, undersized forward pero pinakita niya kaya niya makipagbakbakan. He won that the Rookie of the Year by a mile. Sabi mong okay, nawala kasi for a while si Jeron, nawala kasi for a long time si Kiefer, pero much deserved naman niya. And I think yun pa yung nag-fuel sa kanya. Narinig din niya yung mga ugong-ugong na yun na kung hindi nawala yung dalawa, hindi naman siya mananalo nun. lalong pinag-usayan ng bata. And all of that hard work has been paying off, di ba?
Yep, now he is one of the most important pieces of a team that will be ready to challenge for a championship in the upcoming, season of the PBA.
If this group sticks together for years to come, not just for this coming season, di ba, Carlo? Sino yung next interview natin?
Yep. Justin
Si
Chua.
Justin Chua. Nakakwentuhan din ni Carlo. Pakinggan natin.
We are with Justin Chua, one of the candidates for most improved player of the season in the PBA's 45th season. Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Go, Carl. Thank you for having me.
Justin, first of all, congratulations for the nomination. And I know you worked hard for it, but to finally see your name officially as one of the candidates for most improved player, what was the feeling like?
Parang na-feel ko na 2020 wasn't so bad after all. Like, di ba? After everything that happened, parang ang dami ko pa rin blessing last year. So, hopefully nga na makuha ko yung award para at least it solidifies that 2020 wasn't really that bad talaga.
Justin, you are in a list of 6 players, including one of your teammates, itong si Jason Perkins. And we all know that the Phoenix Super LPG did well in the PBA bubble. You gained a lot of fans. But to be in that list with Perkins, can you tell us the relationship between you two, how you pushed each other? Kasi kayo yung starting big men ng team.
Me and Jason kasi parang through the years that we were together, we tried to learn how to play with each other. Kasi nung umpisa, syempre, kapaan kami. Kasi I didn't know how he played and then he didn't know how I played. And then I guess accepting both our roles, I guess, made it easier for me. Kasi as soon as I accepted na siya talaga yung main guy namin sa post or as a big guy, it was easier for me to adjust to my role sa team talaga. Kasi syempre, ayoko naman magsapawan kami or agawin ko yung position niya or whatever, di ba? So, as soon as I accepted it, it was easier na. And then, siya rin naman, he was always trying to give me confidence na hindi, just if you have a shot, just keep taking it, guys, it doesn't matter to me. So, it's a good relationship to have, to be honest. Kasi very open kami sa set isa. Kung ano yung mga gagawin namin sa court. Kaya ganun. Walang nag-iingitan.
Of course, alam natin lahat that it's a matter of getting the opportunity. It's a matter of getting chances coming from your coach. How big an influence was Coach Topex Robinson in one of the best seasons of your entire career?
Siyempre, sobrang laking bagay kasi very simple lang si Coach Topex mag-coach eh. Parang, yun nga, parang bibigyan kanya talaga ng opportunity to do what you can to help the team. Tsaka siyempre, ipuput ka niya sa place where you'll be effective. Hindi kanya yung parang basta-basta na lang, bahala ka kung ano gusto magawin, parang ganun. So, it benefited me na pinayagan niya ako to play outside more than inside kasi mas naging diverse yung team namin since I'm the center pero I'm playing outside and then the guards are the ones playing inside. So it was really actually for me also it was a big opportunity nga to expand my game also, make me more valuable nga in the long run. So it's really good.
Justin, the shooting we're familiar with. You've done it since college. You've shown us that mid-range game, extending it to the 3-point range. But the defense is something that is new coming from you. You led the league in blocks. Can you explain to us the kind of work that you put in para makuha yung mga numbers na gano'n from the defensive department?
Ako feeling ko kasi yung numbers sa blocks, feel ko chamba lang. Kasi di ko naman siya pinractice, hindi ko rin naman siya hinangad na gusto ko maging shot blocker, ganun. So parang it all just happened because I accepted my role in the team na I was really the big guy who had to protect the paint and help the other guys. Kasi obviously Jason plays a lot of minutes and then Calvin ng dulo plays a lot of minutes also and then si Matt. So hindi sila pwede mag-focus sa, like, kumbaga binibigyan ko sila ng time to rest also on defense. So I'll be there to help them. So I guess parang yun nga, I'm going back to accepting my role sa team. So, I always keep telling them na, sige, kahit pumetiks kayo sa depensa, basta I'll help you guys. I'll try my best to be there for you always. So, it panned out well naman.
Lastly, Justin, you and Jason Perkins, candidates for most improved player. Calvin Abueva and Matthew Wright, also candidates for individual awards. What does this say about the future of Phoenix Super LPG as a franchise?
Well, as you can see naman, at yung core nandun na. Kasi apat kami, di ba? Then we all play kind of different positions. So parang andun na yung core ng team. And then we weren't that old pa naman. So there's years left to be together. Hopefully we can make another run for it. Makapasok namin ng finals. Because it's getting closer and closer na eh. So sana, hopefully makalusot naman kami.
Justin, thank you for the time and congratulations again on the candidacy.
Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you, Justin, for once again joining 2T. So yun na nga, Carlo, no? Yung 6 na kandidato natin for most ng PBA, ng lahat, pakala mo sa 2T lang yung awards, no? 6 na kandidato para sa most improved player from the PBA bubble: Prince Capiral, Justin Chua, Tito Reynel, JV Mocon, Jason Perkins, and Raul Soyud. Any which way you go, everybody's got their favorites, pero kahit sinong mapili dyan, deserving naman. Next up, pagkikwento natin, Carlo, yung mga kandidato naman for our Sportsmanship Award.
Yep, you have to have sportsmanship, Magu. Yan ang importante sa PBA because these guys were outstanding, were gentlemen throughout the PBA bubble. Ang ating mga kandidato, of course, Calvin Abueva for Phoenix Super LPG, Kevin Alas of the NLEX Road Warriors, CJ Perez of the Terra Firma Jeep, yung perpetual nominee na si Gabe Norwood of the Rainier Shine Elasto Painters and Barangay Ginebra San Miguel's Scotty Thompson.
Alam mo, sayang lang na, hindi naman sayang, pero much deserved din naman. Of course, the Sportsmanship Award has been named para sa isa nating idol na rin na si Samboy Lim, of course, the great Avelino Samboy Lim. Pero kung hindi pa napangalanan na Samboy Lim Sportsmanship Award, to malamang Gabe Norwood Sportsmanship Award kalabasan nito, di ba, Carlo?
Oo, parang Gabe Norwood Lifetime Achievement Award dahil sa sobrang sa sobrang dalas niyang manominate. Of course, napanalunan na niya rin yan in the past. Just the perfect gentleman.
Tatlo na ba?
Yep, I would think so.
3, 4, mga ganun eh. Pero every year yata, at least every year, palaging nominated almost every year nominated si Gabe. Kung si Gabe palaging nandyan, kanino ka pinaka nagulat? Kailangan pa ba itanong yan?
Calvin Abueva nominated for a Sportsmanship Award. Who would have thought, Magu, who thought this was possible?
Coming off a 16-month suspension, Calvin, pagbalik niya dyan sa bubble, we all saw it before our very eyes, Carlo. Nag-freeze na naman yata si Pam Insanity. Nakita po nating lahat kung paano kumilos si Calvin, yung demeanor niya, not just this game, it's yung antics, yung extracurriculars na wala. Kita natin pag kami nakakabangga, natutumba siya, unang pupulot. Nakita natin just overall how he carried himself. The 16 months away from the game really, really paid dividends para dito kay Calvin Abueva. And I think hindi sa pang shock value, hindi sa pang gulat, hindi sa para pag-usapan lang. Much deserved na nasama siya sa mga, at least dito sa mga nominees for this Sportsmanship Award. At habang inaantay natin si Carlos, silipin natin yung inyong mga kuro-kuro muna. Sa Sportsmanship Award, sabi si Ate Jixie. Si Ate Jixie to, no? Nakasama natin na nakaraan. Scotty for the win, syempre, kay Scotty Thompson. NSD Thompson, idol din for Sportsmanship Award, sabi ni Joel Bautista. Ito naman si Christian Pardo Galos. I want Calvin Abueva to get that Sportsmanship Award. Respect to Scotty and Gabe, of course. Scott 3 Thompson for Sportsmanship Award. Walang aangal, sabi ni Nerlovo. Sabi ni Brian Scotty for Sportsmanship. In fairness kay Calvin, nawala yung ere, angas, sabi ni Ate Jixie. Actually, gusto ko nga na yung angas ni Calvin, yung angas ng laro niya, nandun pa rin. It is yung extracurriculars, all the other parts na nakakadistorbo na sa game and sa team niya. Yun yung nawala, at least for that PBA bubble. And dahil manalo o hindi, just but the fact that he got nominated for this, I think that gives him the incentive na pagpatuloy yan for the rest of his PBA career, for the rest of his basketball career, for the rest of his basketball para sa kanya. Hopefully, nakita naman natin naging maganda ang mga resulta para dito kay Calvin Abueva. Sila po yung mga pagpipilian para sa Sportsmanship Award sa January 17. Tayo po, inaantay pa rin natin yung pagbabalik naman ni Carlo Pamintuan. Kami po ni Guaps magbe-break. Panandalian lang. Yun, sumilip na si Carlo. Kailangan pa ba natin mag-break? Hindi na, dito na si Carlo.
Ito na.
Dami, Carlo. Puro karamihan. Karamihan Scotty. Sila Ate Jixie, nilalaban si Scotty dito. Pero si Dudes Umias, sabi, Calvin ako dyan. Iba, ginawa niya sa bubbles. Ginawa siguro yan. Sabi naman ni Anna Lorraine, si Gabe Norwood po, sobrang bait niyan. Agree po sa lahat ng masasabi niyo. Ang problema ko lang, pagka si Calvin Abueva nanalo ng Sportsmanship Award, merong masasaktan na kaibigan natin. Baka hindi kayanin. Baka yun naman na magwala. Kasi sigurado ko, didibdibin, pepersonalin. Matagal nang pinapangarap ng kaibigan natin, Carlo, na ma-nominate man lang para dito sa award na to. Pag naunahan siyang manalo ni Calvin Abueva, magwawala to.
Sino?
Si Big Bo Belga. Di ba, bago magsimula yung bubble, sabi pa niya, yun ang inaasinta niya. Gustong-gusto niya makakuha yung Sportsmanship Award. First game, 6 minutes pa lang, technical na. Tapos, ang pangarap ni Belga. Tapos kagad.
Hindi napigilan yung bugso ng damdamin. Naipon kasi nung lockdown, hindi niya nalabas lahat. Sumabog ng minsan na naging technical foul. Pero umaasa pa rin ako, na next season, magko-compete itong si Bo Belga para dyan sa Sportsmanship Award. Kalaban niya si Gabe Norwood.
Kung si Gabe Norwood, dahil Samboy Lim Sportsmanship Award na kung yung magiging Lifetime Sportsmanship Award, Gabe Norwood papangalanan natin. Si Bo, yung Lifetime Achievement na hindi na-nominate, baka pwede. Yari na naman ako nito kay Bo.
Pero yung kay Calvin, it's just a great story. I mean, pagbalik niya after that long suspension because of what happened in that TNT game against Phoenix. Pagbalik niya, he was a changed man. And this was the perfect ending to that story. Na yung Calvin Abueva, yung nagagawa niya sa court, pareho pa rin. He will give you the hustle, he will give you the points, the rebounds, the assists, the tenacity, the fire, but then in a much better package, in a much kinder tone. Sabi nga natin, paulit-ulit kong kinukwento pag may nahuhulog na kalaban, kakampi, Calvin will always try to be the first one to pick him up.
Naalala ko, Carlo, yung minessage mo pa sa akin dahil hindi nakuhanan nun. Nakita natin kung sino na yung inalalayan ni Calvin, ganito, ganun. Pero for the life of me, credited to 2020, I guess. Something I thought I will never see in my lifetime. Yung isa doon sa Semerad Brothers, pinulot ni Calvin. Dekada na yun di ba? Di ba? Siya pa yung umalalay pagtayo.
And it was his first game back. It was literally his first game back. Tinulungan niyang tumayo itong si Anthony Semerado of the NLEX Road Warriors. So just a great story all around. Will it be enough to win the Sportsmanship Award? Mahirap sabihin dahil good guys lahat nung katabi niya I mean, Kevin Alas, Gabe Norwood, Scottie Thompson, CJ Perez, all deserving. All gentlemen throughout. Nagugulat nga ako na hindi nasali si hindi nasali si LA Tenorio kasi ang dami niyang binigay na snack sa lahat ng nasa loob ng PBA bubble. Lahat
yung lace, no?
Niya Oo
alam mo, ang bumoboto din ito, di ba, players? I have a suggestion. I have a suggestion. Baka dapat 25-30% of the votes for Sportsmanship Award, dapat yung mga referee pabotohin din. Dahil sila yung madalas masigawan Sino yung pinakamabait sa referee kung makipag-usap, dapat kasama yan di ba?
Actually, dapat kunin natin yung opinion din ng mga referees kasi sila yung madalas mapaglabasan ng konting frustration, ng konting galit ng mga players. Pero itong mga players na to, especially itong sila Gabe Norwood na madalang talaga natin makitang mag-complain. Even on TV, madalang mo makitang sumabog yung emosyon.
Yeah.
He would always talk to the referees in a respectful manner. Kaya naman lagi siyang nananalo, no? 3 times. He is the 3-time reigning and defending sportsmanship awardee. So I still think he's the favorite to win it in 2020.
Well, while it would be a really good stories, fairy tale ending, o mas maingay sigurado kung si Calvin na makakakuha nito, mas magandang media mileage, I guess. Okay, nandiyan dyan na meron ng commendation. Just to be nominated for something like this is really, really special. I think, as you said, Gabe should be the favorite here, but you can't go wrong with Scotty Thompson or Kevin Alas. CJ Perez, of course, always there then, pero we don't really see enough of CJ Perez dahil his team has never made the playoffs and usually first game sila. So the people have never really seen his demeanor and all that. Hopefully in the future, mas makita natin ang si CJ pag nagkaroon na ng better success yung Terra Firma.
Yep, and now let's move on to our team awards. We will be picking 5 members that will compose not the mythical 5 but an elite 5. Again, hindi po ito yung linear na succession ng PBA awards. We're doing it differently because we only had one conference in the PBA's 45th season. Let's take a look at the nominees sa mga gwardiya to form our elite 5.
Paano to? 2 guard, 3 forward pa rin? Ganun pa rin? O 3 guard, 2 forward, or any mixed match of 5?
I would think 2 guard,
2
3
guards,
big yan.
3 forwards yata.
Yep, yun palagi yung division natin. So again, ang ating mga nominees for the guards, a spectacular list, Magu. R.R. Pugoy, Stanley Pringle, Kiefer Ravena, Scotty Thompson, and Matthew Wright.
Pogs has got to be a favorite. He started that PBA bubble, the very first game in the bubble, by dropping 45 points. He's got to have one of those 2 slots. Ang problema dito, tapos, may Matthew Wright ka, may Paul Lee ka, may andahami, di ba?
Tapos may Kevin Alaska, may Jason Castro ka, may Paul Lee, may Newsome, Bobby Ray Park, CJ Perez. So that is a loaded list of talented guards that will be vying for 2 spots to form our elite.
Single elite 5 daw, no? Walang second mythical team, third mythical team. Talagang isa lang, mythical 5 lang, di ba?
I would think isang team lang to eh. Oo eh. Tapos diretso na rin siguro natin, silipin na rin natin yung mga nominees natin for the elite 5 centers and forwards kasi transitioning, I think na kailangan natin kilalanin yung nominees for the team as we take a look at the nominees for the forwards and the centers. Calvin Abueva there, Aguilar, JP Eram, Vic Manuel, Jason Perkins, Caperal, Chua, Hognatan, JV Mocon, Perkins, Raul Soyu, sila
kabila. Ito si Sanggalang, Santos, Stan Hardinger, Tautua. So you pick 3 of the bigs, 2 of the guards. Sana nag-3 of the guards and then 2 of the bigs. Mas guard-oriented naman tayo. But it is what it is. Kasi ang hirap pagsiksikin nung kalidad ng mga gwardiya sa 2 eh. Sabagay, mahirap din siksikin itong mga to sa 3.
Kaya nga sa palagay ko, Magu, kailangan na nating idiretso yung ating discussion towards the best player of the conference. This will be the top award that will be given out sa January 17. And we'd like to see the nominees for our best player of the conference award dahil malaki yung tsansa na yung mga bubuo sa elite team, at least maybe 3 of them will be coming from here. Again, our nominees for best player of the conference, Bobby Ray Parks Jr., CJ Perez, the Beast, Calvin Abueva, Stanley Pringle, R.R. Pugoy, and Matthew Wright. Thoughts? Opinions, Magu?
Sa Elite 5, I'd like to see, again, hindi kami butante, ito'y namimili lang po tayo. I'd like to see Pugoy and Wright in there. And actually, both of these guys, Pugoy and Wright, they shift from 2 to 3. So you can actually make them 2 guards or 3 forwards or, di ba, small forwards. Pero depending on lineups, but I'd like to see both of these guys get commended for what they did in that PBA bubble. Matthew Wright, okay, ang ganda ng pinakita ni Justin Chua, ni Jason Perkins. Okay din po na nakabalik si Calvin Abueva. But that Phoenix team, it was Matthew Wright's team. Si Matthew Wright talaga yung pinaka-fuel, pun intended. Siya yung talagang nag-dala dito sa team na to. Everybody looked to him come crunch time for leadership, for anything. And everybody else gets better looks because yung mga depensang nakakalaban nila kay Matthew Wright nakatingin, karamihan. Di ba?
So yung mangyayari dyan, in the Elite 5, I would think that a shoo-in member, the most automatic member, would be Calvin Abueva. Because among yung mga nominees for Best Player of the Conference, siya lang yung big. So malamang sa malamang, kasama si Calvin Abueva sa Elite 5. So
hindi man makuha yung
Which
sportsmanship.
combination of guard?
Hindi man makuha yung sportsmanship, malamang sa Elite 5 na nga to si Calvin. Tsaka tinitignan ko nga yung asa na ba tong sa Elite 5 ng mga bigs? Siya lang yung mabot yata ng semis Sanggalang, Santos, Stan Hardinger, Tautua. Si Aguilar nandyan. Pero late na si Japet He played
Tapos
himself into form, di ba? May Manuel, ayun, nandun yung Perkins and Eram. I guess si Abueva should be a shoo-in for the Elite 5 dahil siya nga lang yung kandidato for Best Player of the Conference. So one position down, pili ka pa 4. Hirap, no?
Ang hirap
Hirap, no? Kasi yung
for
Pringle, yung Stanley Pringle, ilan ang Best Player of the game nito? 5-6. Di ba? Solid din pinakita ni Pringle all tournament long. I think he had one subpar game and yung subpar hindi pa masama. I think he still had like 11 points in that subpar game. Solid din si Pringle.
Teka, balikan natin yung nominees natin for the big men. So Calvin Abueva, we both agree Maguna, yan papasok na yan because he's a BPC candidate. And then kung kukuha ka ng dalawa sa mga players na to, I would get Jason Perkins. Parang syempre medyo parang mabigat din na dalawang Phoenix Super LPG agad yung ilalagay mo dun sa Elite 5, but among everyone, I think he had the most consistent performance throughout the PBA bubble.
Yeah.
And siya yung nakapagdala talaga sa front court nila, of course, with Justin Chua to the semifinals.
And then kung ipipilit mo talaga na tatlo yung sa bigs, should be a toss-up between Eram and Aguilar. Aguilar played himself into form. Si JP Eram naman ang problema, yung consistency. He was there, I think by the third game, he got himself thrown out the first game, then he fouled out the second game, if I'm not mistaken, in that order. Pero the third game onwards, panaka-naka, merong dalawang game na maganda and then mawawala ng isa, yung ganon. So, should be a toss-up between these two. Pero kung yung sa Guardia gagawin mong tatlo, mas magkaka-space yung dami ng... Mas magandang pinakita lang yung mga Guardia. Not to knock on any of these bigs, mas maganda at mas consistent kasi mga Guardia.
Sure. Again, you will have to look for the combination that you would want mula dito sa mga Guardia. Ikaw, Magu, you were going with Matthew Wright and R.R. Pogoy, correct?
Wright, Pogoy, and Pringle for me. Sa akin, babaliktarin ko. Hindi naman tayo kasali sa boton Hindi na ako susunod sa rules. Biro lang. Mas solid yung pinakita Mas solid yung pinakita ng tatlo, I think.
Ako naman, I would go Wright, Pringle, and Parks.
Kahit hindi na natapos ni Ray.
Yes. And Parks. I know we are overlooking a lot of talented players.
Hindi kasi ngayon, Carlo, hindi natin mapagkwentuhan yung ginawa ni Paulie those last 6 games.
For sure.
That dude was ridiculous. He was steady nung unang 5 laro. Pero yung last 6 games, yung 6-game winning streak nila, grabe. Ang problema nga kinapos
Yep.
So hindi natin mapagkwentuhan. Jason Castro, hindi natin masyado mabanggit dahil hindi na rin nakatapos ng tournament. Si Kevin Alas, hindi rin nakarating yung NLEX. Kaya hindi na... Kevin Alas was solid as well. Si Chris Newsom na tahimik. He's probably the one guy averaging less than 15 points on this list. But he was solid as well for his squad. Di ba?
Magu, sige. No rules. No rules among the division of players. I want you to form your 5.
Just based on the bubble,
Yes. Just based on the bubble, your 5.
I'll stick with Pogoy, Wright, and Pringle. No rules.
No rules.
So hindi ko na kailangan kumuha sa ibabaw. Kukuha pa rin ako isa, Abueva. And then, kita mo na si Scotty. And the sportsmanship na yung tinitignan ko. Mali. Asan na ba ito? Ayun. Elite guards. No rules, ha?
No rules. Basta 5.
Abueva and Paulie or Ray Parks. I guess Ray Parks.
Yeah.
Ray Parks pa rin. Ano ako? Grabe yung lineup na yun, ha? Pringle, Pogoy, Wright, Abueva, Parks. Lalabang kong limahan yung kahit saan. Pwede yun, ha? Pwede. Sayo.
Kampi na ako
No
sa'yo.
rules.
Okay na ako dun.
Okay ka doon. No rules,
Kasi diba, parang yung ginawa mo, tinanggal mo si Perkins, nilagay mo si Parks. Diba? Ako, tinanggal ko si Perkins, nilagay ko si Pogoy.
Pogs.
So, okay na rin ako dun sa 5 na yun.
Ito, ang dami rin namimili sa atin ng kanya-kanyang Elite 5. Nag-no rules din kaya sila. Ayaw bumukas nung kay Ner Lobo. Ano tayo sa iba? Sabi ni Ana Lorraine ulit, yes daw kay Perkins. Ana Lorraine says Aguilar and Perkins should be there, yes. I think it's between Pringle and Parks, not only because pasok sila sa finals, but for those two, isa sila sa bumuhod ng teams nila, sabi ni Ate Jixie. Nabubuksan mo yung Kiner Lobo? Hindi ko mabuksan yung Seymour eh. Mukhang maganda eh. Abueva, Aguilar, hindi ko mabuksan ah. Parks, Thompson, Wright. Sabi naman ni Ross Jeremy de la Peña, Pringle, Wright, and hindi ko na naman mabuksan. Pero same names yung nakikita natin at least sa mga nabubuksan. Ayun, Pringle, Wright, Parks, Abueva, Aguilar. Sabi ni Ross Jeremy de la Peña. Si Ray Christian de Leon, Pringle, Parks, Pogoy, Wright, Lee. Yun nga, maraming nakakalimot sa ginawa ni Paulie dahil nga na-disgrasya yung Magnolia. Katulad na lang ni Carlo, na-disgrasya na naman yan, naabangan natin. Pero kahit sino nga po dyan sa mga nominees na yan, talaga namang maganda ang pinakita inside the PBA bubble. This is much belated right now dahil January na magiging awarding. Pero dapat naman talaga parangalan pa rin silang lahat. Sabi ni Christian Pardo Galos, Stanley, RR, Matthew, Abueva, and Aguilar. So yun, nagdadagdag siya ng Japit sa dulo. Yun ang isang si Guaps kakausapin natin na in tech natin. Guaps, kapag ka doon sa tail end of any tournament yung pinakita mo, mas maaalala kaysa doon sa simula. Yun din yung problem. Pag sa simula mo nagawa, madalas matatabunan. Pero pagka nasa dulo mo na ginawa, patapos ng elims hanggang sa quarters, semis, hanggang finals, mas maaalala talaga na lahat yan pagdating ng award season. Diego Vergel de Dios says, Pringle, Parks, Wright, Abueva, and Aguilar. So talagang nakikita natin always here in the mix, Pringle and Wright. Nandiyan panaka-naka yung Parks, yung Pogoy, yung Abueva and Aguilar. Sabi ni Ma'am Jixie, kung no rules, Scotty, Pringle, Aguilar, ba't nag-Parks at Abueva ka pa, ma'am? Dapat sinama mo na si LA tsaka si... Anna Lorraine says, Wright, Pogoy, Aguilar, Pringle, and Perkins. Any which combination walang panapon Kahit nga yung Paulie na nalilimutan ng banggiting Carlo dahil maaga nga sila natanggal. Mahusay, magaganda dahil nagpakita talaga sa atin yung mga paborito natin players,
No, yeah, I definitely agree, Maguno. A lot of really great performers throughout the PBA bubble. Nakakapanghinayang that some of them will not get the proper commendation kasi sobrang bilang ng mga awards na pamimigay. But I'm sure yung mga hindi nanalo will be further inspired to perform even better pagdating ng 46 season natin come April.
Sabi nga ni Christian Pardo Galos, sana may second elite team. Bukod po doon sa glory, yung parangal, yung bragging rights, mythical team ako o second mythical team ako, may bonus din po kasi yan Kaya napakalaking bagay din yan sa mga players. If you get an individual award like that, napakalaking bagay sa kabuhayan showcase, sa iniipon, sa kinabukasan ng kanya-kanya mga pamilya. Kaya hindi lang po, of course, first and foremost, it's the bragging rights. But secondly, bukod sa napaparangalan yung pinagtrabahoan mo, nape-premyohan din po kasi yan. So sayang for all of these athletes na bumigay todo sa ating PBA bubble. Now let's move on to sa binanggit mo na rin kanina. Best player of the conference time, Carlo. These 6 nominees, usually 5, naging 6 ngayon dahil nakapag-finals naman si Pringle. He was the highest ranked finals player that wasn't in the top 5.
Yep. Tough choice. Like, can't go wrong. Syempre para sa akin, you'd have to go with either the TNT guys, the Phoenix guys, or Pringle. Dahil kahit na maganda yung average numbers nitong si CJ Perez, he was not able to qualify for the playoffs. He had the best numbers statistically, but hindi aabot talaga dahil hindi siya umabot sa playoffs. So your pick who among these guys would win best player of the conference?
Sa akin, I've always maintained every single conference since nakatutok tayo sa PBA. Mula nung PBA fan pa tayo and ever since we started working the PBA games in 2004 up to this day, kailangan yung nagbe-best player of the conference nasa finals. Kailangan makarating ng finals. So meron kang Parks, meron kang Pugoy, meron kang Pringle. Yun yung 3 finalists dito sa listahan. Parks, of course, game 1 lang na laro. So it might be down to just Pugoy or Pringle. But, as I said, palagi kong paniniwala, kailangan umabot ng finals yung nagbe-best player of the conference. Unang-una, para pag-award sa kanya, nandun na siya. Kasi usually game 3 yan Game 3 o game 4, di ba? Pamimigay yan. Pero kung magkakaroon ka ng exemption for this particular PBA bubble, nagka-exemption naman, nadagdag si Pringle, kesa na 5 lang. If you're gonna make an exemption for this particular bubble, I'd have to go with Matthew Wright. Matthew Wright, if you choose somebody who was not in the finals, I'll go with Matthew Wright all the way for best player of the conference for 2020. Ikaw, Carlo.
You have to remember that the last best player of the conference did not come from a finals team, right? Kasi 2019 PBA Governors Cup, ang best player of the conference
si Stan Hardinger.
Yep. So it's possible na manggaling sa hindi finals team. So
I think, Carlo, yeah, it is possible, pero I think doon walang makapalag
Yeah.
Dahil perennial dormat yung team. Bihirang-bihira makaabot ng playoffs. Nakita mo naman yung ginawa ng Stan Hardinger hanggang semis yun, di ba?
Yep.
So, I think for that instance, yun nga, may mga exemption to the rule. So, if you're gonna exempt somebody again, it should be Matthew Wright. I'll
Definitely
have no
a good
problem.
choice.
I'll have no problem personally with Matthew Wright winning it, pero mas maganda pa rin kung nasa final. So, Pogs or Pringle ako. Parang ganun. Sa'yo.
So okay ka lang with Matthew Wright not being in the finals, but your pick
has to
will
be from the
Pugoy
finals.
Or Pringle, okay.
And just like nung Stan Hardinger, kahit di umabot, nakita mo naman yung buhat na ginawa ng tao No problem whatsoever. Kala mo naman may pagrereklamuhan ako. Just saying, di ba?
Ako naman, same with my pick for Elite 5. I think this will go down between Bobby Ray Parks Jr. and Stanley Pringle. Pugoy had a lot of outstanding games. But in the semifinals, he also had his struggles. Nakita rin natin na nabantayan din talaga ng Phoenix Super LPG si RR Pugoy. I think Ray was a little more consistent for TNT in the games that he was present. Siyempre, nakakapanghinayang na hindi siya nakapaglaro in the finals except for one game. But I think yung consistency niya, ibabangga mo dun sa consistency ng Stanley Pringle, that would be a great matchup for best player of the conference. And I think it would be one of the two that should win it.
Yeah, finalist pa rin, di ba? But,
Yep.
If there was an exemption to that unwritten rule between us na kailangan na sa finals, okay lang sa'yo mag-Matthew?
For sure. Okay lang din mag-Calvin. Alam mo, kahit sino dun sa 5. I mean, kahit sino dun sa 5 would be great choices for best player of the conference.
Mahirap lang talaga ilaban yung CJ because of the lack
Correct.
of wins, ano?
Correct.
CJ Perez, sooner or later, his time will come. And sabi nga ni Roosevelt, ganda nung pick nilang parating sa darating na draft. Malay mo, just that next piece. Back-to-back silang number 1, di ba? CJ was number 1, Roosevelt was number 1. Kapag nakakuha pa ulit tong susunod, malay mo, yun yung kinakailangan talaga for that franchise to finally turn around. And para mas matagal nga natin makita si CJ, makita na natin ng more primetime games, more weekend games, and more games as a whole for any tournament na kasi papasok ka na nga sa at least quarters and hopefully hanggang semis and beyond, di ba?
Correct. And the playoffs will always be the proving ground of how great a player you are. It only matters when it happens in the playoffs. Sige, maganda yung stats mo in the elimination round, sure. But were you good enough to bring your team to the playoffs? Were you good enough to help your team win in the playoffs? Diyan yung nagiging sukatan. Kahit na anong galing mo in the elimination round, in terms of conference awards, you had to have had a good performance dun sa quarterfinals or semifinals at least.
Sabi ni Roy Christian De Leon, Pringle, if parang NBA na best record kukunin, he was robbed of finals MVP. Actually, LA was, for me, personally, LA was finals MVP. And hindi nag-iisang best record. Paalala natin yung Ginebra. They were tied. Di ba tayo sila ng Phoenix sa ibabaw? Tayo sila. Winner over the other, kaya won yung Ginebra to yung Phoenix. Di ba? And then, quintuple tie for third place. 5 nagtabla sa 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapos isa lang yung 8 seed, di ba? Tinatanong, ito si Carlo makakasagot sa atin ito. Si Jess Mark Gonzalez, yun bang special awards sa darating na January 17? Is it gonna be live on One Sports?
I would think so. Wala pang announcements, but for sure it would be live. For sure it would be live.
And kanya-kanyang kuro-kuro na rin dito for best player of the conference. Corinne Velasco says Matthew Wright should be BPC. Nerlobo kay Ray Parks naman siya. Ate Jixie kay Pringle. Brian Scott for Pringle. Dudes Umias, Pogoy or Pringle tayo dyan sa BPC. Mga sirs, si Wright baka sa susunod siya na. Yun yung maganda ngayon, ano?
Yeah.
Doon sa 5, na actually yung 6 na nga. Dahil we know, pagka nakabangon itong team ni CJ Perez, he will be in contention every single time. So any of those 6, yung 5 hindi papala rin dyan, maganda pa rin yung papakita naman sigurado next time. Sabi mo nga, baka lalong gutumin at lalong magpakita para sa ating lahat next time. Hindi pa nga kasali dyan yung Polly. Maaga natanggal pero halimaw din nilaro numamang yan.
Yep. At nakikita nyo naman sa mga Instagram videos, talagang pagkatapos sa bubble, tuloy yung pakondisyon ni Polly. So he should be a threat in the upcoming conferences as well. And yung maganda rin dito, Magu, generally, bata pa yung mga yan I mean, Sparks, Perez, Pogoy, diba? Parang they're still in the prime of their careers. Sila Calvin and of course, itong si Stanley are, the older ones in that specific group. But we will see a lot of great basketball from this bunch of players in the coming years. And that just makes me so excited na bumalik agad yung PBA competitions in just a few months' time.
Tagal naman mag-April.
Bored ka na?
Tagal? Pagka ganito na pinagkikwentuhan natin, di ba? You gotta look forward to what these guys will show us. Pero bago ang lahat ng yan, meron nga pong awards this coming January 17. Tutok lang kayo sa social media kung saan natin mapapanood lahat live. And in February, Carlo, meron muna tayong FIBA window. Diyan din sa Clark din po gaganapin ang susunod na FIBA window. 2 beses makakalaban ng Gilas ang Korea, di ba?
Yep, 2 games against Korea and 1 against Indonesia. Yan ang schedule ng Gilas Pilipinas men's team. But for Filipino basketball fans, mas marami tayong kailangan abangan because we will get to see games with Australia, New Zealand, Guam, Hong Kong, Thailand. Kahit anong kombinasyon ng mga teams po na yan, siguradong maliligayahan yung mga Pinoy na basketball fans dahil magkakaroon tayo ng papanoorin ulit and something to be excited about.
At may hihimayin tayo, Carlo. If I'm not mistaken, dahil nga nag-miss ng games yung Korea na nakaraan, they're gonna be playing 4 games in 5 days. Di ba? So, pwede nating hihimayin, madadissect nating lahat kung paano nga ba yung Korean basketball. We've seen video, we've seen them go up against Gilas throughout the years. Pero ngayon, iba-iba kalaban nila, 4 games, 5 nights. Ang sarap himayin yan, di ba?
Yep. And that will be all coming up dito sa 2OT. But for this particular episode, And na-discuss na natin lahat ng mga awards. We're looking forward to joining everyone kasi manonood tayong lahat sa January 17 for those awards. Right after, we will be dissecting the winners. We will be, talking about yung mga pangalan who will be included in the upcoming draft. Siguro by then, mag-uumpisa na rin yung mga trades ng mga teams because it's already allowed. So that's another set of discussions na pwede nating pagkwentuhan kasama ng ating mga 2OT viewers dito sa ating live stream. But for this episode, we'll have to end it right here. Magu, once again, Happy New Year, and I'm glad that we're back on air.
Nakakamiss nga, no? Lalo na yung bukod sa tayo nagkikwentuhan kasama si Gauss, yung mga palagi nating suki. Mga ang sarap kakwentuhan ulit dito, yung mga nasa group chat natin dito sa mga ano. And hopefully, this remaining time of the off-season, makarami din tayo ng kwentuhan bago tayo magsimula ulit nung FIBA window and then of course the PBA come April. Hopefully everybody continues to stay safe and hopefully lahat po tayo up 100% healthy pagdating ng basketball season ulit.
Once again, this has been episode 17 of the second season ng 2OT sa Tiebreaker Times Vodcast Family. 2OT is presented by Smart. Simple, smart, game-changing. Simple, smart kami ni Magu. See you again next time here on 2OT Facebook Live.